EU, not the world market, because the world market has a higher price. In the EU, the European Union, that will honor something like $35 million. Now,
so you're telling me that is what is missing?
Missing.
In terms of cash?
Mysteriously missing. We ask them, where is the sugar? Where is the report about the missing sugar?
And what do they say?
And we ask them for an investigation involving the union. They remain mum. They are not responding to us. And that is creating some distrust, heightening the union distrust in the corporation.
Which brings me to the general question. I want to ask you as President. I have questions for you too, even though our half hour is hurtling to an end here. I want to ask you, this, I wanted to keep it for the end, but I have another question about sugar and this nation. But you seem to have President Komal Chan. I saw you called me comrade just now when you were at Guysuco. Sorry, when you were GAWU, you still have this culture of comrade. But President, you seem over the last few months, I've been in America, I've been reading, I've heard comments from friends there and here. Now it's quite rife to distrust the sincerity of the management, even the board of Guysuco. You talk about the profit they made this year, and you always seem to, of recent time, come across as not believing that they are in dire straits financially, as they're saying they have to trust credit their shipping arrangements, they have to do this to pay. And the other day I remember people didn't get paid for a certain week, I think, and so on. But all of that, the union is pleading its case on, but you seem to distrust their sincerity.
Yeah, but I mean, look at that case, the union didn't get paid. The history of Guysuco, since nationalization, I'm aware of the operation of the industry. I've been involved in the industry since nationalization in 1976, May the 26th, 1976.
You were there?
I was there. I was there from the time GAWU was recognized, and before GAWU was recognized on the 27th of February 1976. They had never failed to pay workers their wages on the Friday. They want to demonstrate to the public and the tribunal that they are broke.
Really? Right. So you don't believe that?
But what is interesting is they pay them on the Monday. The Sunday was a non-working day for the bank.
Where they got the money?
The Monday was a non-working. Where they got the money from? That they were demonstrating to the public that, look, the workers and the union are demanding from them certain increases, but look, they are broke. But historically, we have the accounts of the Guyana Sugar Corporation from 1976, when the industry was nationalized. Up to 28, they have not yet published last year's report. Up to 28. And all the years, they had what you call current liabilities. That is normal for a bouncing business to operate, to have liabilities. A big store, and any store will have liabilities, take goods and then pay after. And if you look at the liabilities, in 1987, the liability was $673 million. I just want to quote a few years, $673 million, as against the revenue of $672. They had 100% liability. And they declare a profit of $20 million. And you could go on. They have liabilities that they come down. In 2007, they have a liability of $7.3 billion, as against a revenue of $32 billion. And they made a profit of $476 million. So it is normal to claim that they have the money for the creditors and they cannot pay the workers. The workers is an important stakeholder. And without them, you cannot have the wheels of production turning.
See, you know, I cut you now because we're running out of time. Mr. Hallman accused you of being dishonest, if not in exact words, when I came back from a holiday there in the heat of the thing in December, and he said you were sort of misrepresenting figures and so forth and so on. But we show our listeners this, we'll show them again, our viewers, When you discuss liabilities, any enterprise will have this, a good management team, and your economic advisors will teach them how to deal with that. Anyhow, I will expect responses from Guysuco shortly on what you've just said, But for me again, as a